Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com here at Allen's Camera because they just got in the Nikon 105 f1.4 lens that clocks in at $2,196. This is actually the one that I purchased, and I'm going to give it an unboxing and a sniffy sniff and give you some sample images to play with right now. But actually, before we do that, click on the link up on the top of the screen if you want to download some sample RAW files that I shot with the D5 with this 105mm lens, as well as download some full-res JPEGs so you can pixel peep them as much as you would like. Again, this is just a unboxing and sniff test. We will do a real-world review with this lens soon. So here we have it. First things first, a Nikon Corporation user's manual. I didn't know you needed a user's manual for a lens. Who knew? Then you have a box. Inside of the box, you have a lens hood, a pretty big lens hood. Hope I don't lose it because it's probably expensive to replace. Another thing you have in here is a bag for your lens. The only time I would ever use this is if I wanted to put my lens inside of a bag, then that would perfectly make sense. And then the last thing, we have our warranty card. My number is 2728, so 2,728th lens that was produced. But this is what you guys want to see. This is the lens right here, and it is heavy. Now, it's not overly heavy like you would find with a 70-200 or a 300 2.8, but it is substantial. It has an 82mm filter thread, and the front element is absolutely gorgeous and huge. Huge. H-U, huge, however you spell huge. But it's expensive. This is one of those lenses that's a specialty lens that you need to decide if you can, one, afford it, and two, need it. Because I have a 70-200 2.8 that I love for shooting portraits with. But I will be honest with you, I actually unboxed this before I did this video and took some sample images so I could share them with you. I got as close as I could to close focusing with this lens on the D5, shooting the bobblehead over my shoulder. So I filled the frame as much as I could with the bobblehead and shot it at 1.4, then went to like 2.2 or 2.8, and then all the way up to 16 just to get some sample images. And holy Jesus, does it just disappear the background. The bokeh in the background is absolutely insane. Honestly, when you put the camera up to your eye and the lens up to your eye, you can notice how the background just disappears. That doesn't happen with all of the lenses that you put onto your cameras, not, you know, these 1.4s. This lens, let's smell it. Pabst Blue Ribbon smell. Yep, that's a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's actually like a case because this is much bigger than a can of beer. It's huge. So who would buy this lens? If you have an 85 1.4, do you need a 105? That's my question to you guys. If you have an 85 1.4, would you buy a 105 1.4? Or if you have neither of them, would you purchase one of these over the other? I'm not sure because I don't own the 85 1.4 currently. I own the older version, and I really loved it for shooting a lot of different things, so maybe both still come in handy. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. So from the sample images that I took, I can tell you that the bokeh is absolutely incredible. And just going up to f2.2 made the image just exploded off the back of the camera. The colors, the sharpness, the tones, the bokeh was absolutely insane. Like I said, these are just sample images. We will do a real-world review to take it out into the world and use it and give you all of those findings. But this is just the unboxing and sniffy sniff to tell you what I think right off the rip. So another thing I always warn people about is if you have a 1.4, it doesn't mean that you need to shoot at 1.4. 1.4 is such a shallow depth of field that if you move or the subject moves and you're at 1.4, you're gonna miss what you're shooting. What makes these lenses tremendous, it's not really the low light shooting capability anymore because we have the ISO that we can just bump up there much higher. It's more so for the sharpness because a prime lens is going to be sharper than a zoom lens any day of the week. Even though the zoom lenses have gotten so much better than they used to be, the primes are just colorful and sharp and just amazing with how you can blow out the background. So I'm looking forward to using this. I would love to hear your comments down below. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, a like, whatever it is that you need to do. But let me finish the thought on the 1.4. Just because you have a 1.4 doesn't mean you need to shoot there. Sometimes the higher apertures make these lenses that much better. So I look forward to using this and doing a real-world review and sharing all of the findings. As of right now, you can head over to the website to download sample JPEGs as well as RAW files to pixel peep and do whatever you would like to. But until I do that real-world review, that's about it. Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com. See ya.